Hello everybody, and welcome to a little bit of different type of content for the channel. So besides chess, one of the things I like to play is actually Settlers of Catan, both with my family, my fiance, and then recently I've been playing online with a group on this website called colonist.io. So one of the things I wanted to do is the 1v1s are a little bit easier to see just because you don't see all the chat back and forth. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go into a 1v1 match where we're currently silver 1, and we're going to see if we can't get up to this diamond level. So we get into our game. We're playing Puff 7912 as our first game. On this board, the first things that kind of pop out is that ore is somewhat plentiful with a 6 and a 5 on the board. Really, I'm not seeing any resources besides maybe brick, which is a little bit scarce. So that makes me think that this 5, 9, 10 is already a good selection. But we do need to accompany that. We need some wheat. We need some sheep. In these 1v1s, it's really important that we do get ourselves on all the resources. So I'm thinking what we should do here is maybe a 5, 9, 10, and 8, 5, 3 pointing down, and our opponent will probably take, since they have these 3, they're probably going to need wheat. If we go 8, 5, 3 down, I think they're probably going to go, do they go for the 6, 6, 3, 4? They might. So let's go ahead. Which one's more important for us to start with? I think it's better for us to start with the road. So let's go 8, 5, 3 down, 9, 5, 10 over. And we're on the best brick, we're on the second best ore, we're on a good wood, the best sheep. The wheat's going to be a little bit tough. And it does make me curious where our opponent's going to go. Now with us moving in the second position, our opponent is actually going to get the chance to go before us. They point down. So now we're kind of in a race in 2 spots, which is interesting. Now in the 1v1 mode, there is this thing called the friendly robber, where our opponent is not able to immediately block us. So you'll see here 7 rolls. So the robber is going to move. And for you, those of you who have never played Settlers of Catan before, the game probably is not going to be the most intuitive. It does get a little bit complex, but it's a pretty easy game to learn after you kind of get the rules down. So now we do have to be mindful. We are on enough cards to where we can 7 out, or if 7 rolls here, we lose half of our hand. It's tempting here to play up to this spot. So I think at minimum we have to play 1 road. I don't think our opponent is able to plow us because they just built a road. And we're going to keep on 2 points until we can at least make a move for something here. And what we're really hoping for is we're hoping for that 3 to roll, which that 3 just does not want to come. So I think what we'll do here is we'll actually 4 for 1 for a wheat, and we're going to build our first settle right there on that spot. Now I do assume that most players who are going to watch the Catan content have probably played Settlers of Catan before, but yeah, like with all my content, if you have questions, I'm always happy to have people ask me a question on exactly what we're doing here. And now I can't block him, but he can block me, so we do have to be a little bit mindful of that. If I could get 2 wood, if I could get a 5, I could actually plow all the way to this 6, 3, 11. Unfortunately, we don't. A 5 would be great. And this 6 coordination might spell some problems for us later. But we'll see. Ooh, city settle. So we do get that. Let's go ahead. Let's build to here. Let's dev once and we get a knight. So at our leisure, we can go ahead and we can move the robber. Beautiful. And in this position, we only have 7 cards. So we're going to hold. Now we do have another settle if we 4 for 1 our ore. Is he going to plow all the way down? Is he able to plow all the way down? I don't know if he is. He is. So, good move by our opponent. Let's 4 for 1 here. I think it's more important to get our ore going, to get the settle down. And we may actually just go ahead and play back to this 8-10. And now we're seeing that ore pay off a little bit. So he blocks our 8. And what we're going to do is we're going to immediately go. And because this is his only brick, we're going to block the 10 brick. Very nice. And we get another decent position here. Let's dev again. We get another knight. So if we get up to 3 knights, we'll actually be able to take the army. And he has to build a larger army than us to take that back. Sheep comes. Wood comes. And I think we're having just a fine time here. I am going to build this settlement. Now we can only have 5. And my opponent knows that. But the way I've built this setup is with the ore and with the wheat, we should be able to actually get another city, I think, fairly quick, which will then allow us to continue with our settlements. So our opponent gets a knight. He plays a knight, blocks our 8. And with him already blocking us, we do need to kind of figure out what our best options are. So let's block the 10 again. We get another ore. And I think that he's actually going to steal from us. But I'm going to leave it there for 1 turn. He doesn't play a knight. We get even more ore, so we can 4 for 1 for a wheat. And let's go ahead. We've been getting a ton of ore. The 853 gives us the most production. The 6311 is pretty strong. I think we go for this for now. And we actually should probably build down to a port, so it makes it easier for us to offload all the bounty that we're getting on these positions. The 8510 actually, 5910 now I'm looking at, is interesting. Our opponent monopoly is there. He sees all our wheat. But we're not doing too bad. So we go ahead, we get some more wheat. Now, if you've never played before, the 1v1 tends to be a lot more quick-paced gameplay, as opposed to the 4-player can be a little bit slower. It's a little bit more intensive on strategy, and particularly like, Catan's a social game. So it relies a lot on your ability to talk with the other players, to weave deals for yourself, and to not seem a threat the entire time. Now an 11 here would be super great. We don't get the 11. Almost had it. And our opponent's probably going to block the 10 again. Yep. I think he's just trying to stop us from moving. Ooh, let's dev twice. Oh. There we go. It looks like we got 2 knights. So we're going to go ahead. Let's move the robber. Take his ore. And we're going to pull another dev. We get a victory point. And I think our next play might be to try and get up to this 6, 9, 12. But our opponent is now playing for road. We did talk about getting to a port, so we probably should at some point finish that idea. I just realized how strong the 5 roll is for us. Beautiful. Let's stop his brick still. And we 7 out. So this is what we're talking about. We have to give up half of our cards. We get another block. Ooh, we get an ore. Can we pull another ore? We can. So let's go ahead. Let's city the 5, 9, 10. And any of our rolls really do start to give us a ton of material. How do we do this? We have 8 segments left. Do I want to go 2 down here? 1, 2. Maybe not. So we're going to play out to here. Very nice. We can get 2 more devs if we want it. We're threatening to take back road. Let's take 2 more devs. We get a Yop, which is going to be great. We have 2 victory points on hand. And it's first to 15 in this format. So tons of ore, tons of wood. Our opponent settles for 11. They have 1 on hand, so they probably have 12. Let's go ahead. Let's grab 2 wheat. And we're going to city up on this 6-3-11. And we're going to pass. Our opponent gets another 7. We're really hoping for this 9 to roll, because that would allow us to take back road. So it is a little bit of a game of chance, but it's also a game of kind of resource management. Let's develop twice again. We get 2 roads and a knight. So our next move is probably to move this robber off of our 10. And here we will play a knight first, open up our position, we get an ore, we roll, we get 2 more brick, which does allow us to extend a road, so 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we actually ultimately go, do we take the 2 here? Maybe we do. Well, let's take the road from him. Let's do that first. And then I think we dev once. We get another knight. That should secure army. And we'll pass our turn. Our opponent plays a knight, so I think it was actually a really good idea to pull that dev. Our opponent plays a 12, which doesn't work. He's going to extend for road, which does require him to use his resources to get there. So it slows him down, essentially. So let's block the 10. Let's roll again. Let's block the 6. And I think here we play... Oh, wait. We can't play a road builder. I mean, that reminds me. We can only play 1 dev per turn. And we get a ton of ore. Ton of ore. Let's play... Oh, and actually we get the win. So we are going to city. We're going to play our road builder for 2 free roads. And we pull off the victory. So it took 82 turns, 12 minutes to play. We gained 19 rating. We're about halfway up Silver 1 and on our way till Gold. And in Colonist, you get Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Diamond. So thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe, as it helps to push out this content. I will see you guys on the next episode.